Ever since Matt Kendrick went on Matt Fisher's podcast, January 3rd has been a date that has been burned in all of our brains, and I'm here to talk about it today because it is coming up quickly and there are lots of things I want to discuss. Now, I made a video similar about the departure of Grant and you guys loved it, the theories and conspiracies, so we're back today. I got 3 big ones. I kind of get bigger as we go, and I'm very excited to share them with you, so sit back, relax, let's talk about it. Right before we jump into the specific ones, I just wanted to say a big thank you once again to the positive reception you guys have given. I'm so stoked to be here creating this content for you. I have so many ideas for the future. So as a little Christmas special, I'm going to be giving away a $100 gift card to whatever golf store is near you, whether it's Golf Galaxy or PJ Superstore or Golf Town if you're in Canada. Whoever is selected at the end of the holiday season in January, beginning of January, I'm going to select a winner from a random subscriber. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel. I'm going to pick a random subscriber. I'm going to send you a $100 gift card to the golf store near you. Just a big thank you guys. I really do appreciate the support and I can't wait to keep grinding these videos for you. So like I mentioned, January 3rd is what Matt Kendrick announced as the biggest moment in their history. He mentioned that what is going to be announced on January 3rd is something that they have wanted to do since the beginning of Good. Since they conceptualized the company and the brand, this was a goal they had. This was a North Star of theirs they were working towards, and this is something that they are finally going to be announcing. This was also the thing that he mentioned that Grant kind of had his things that he could not sacrifice or could not compromise in order to be a part of it. It was the counter offer that basically Grant brought to them, was like, hey, I have these other opportunities, so here's why I can't do this January 3rd thing. It's what they countered offered him with the kitchen sink and said, hey, we really want you to be a part of whatever this January 3rd thing is, including staying with Good. Here's the big offer. Like, this theoretically was the antithesis for almost everything that happened. So once we find out what this is, it's going to answer a lot of questions. It might not completely solve the Grant leaving issue, but it will definitely answer a lot of questions. So what are the main theories and rumors? This first one's probably the most DM'd one, and it's that they would be joining or starting a sports betting platform. So this is something that's obviously taken over the sports world and the online sports world recently. Barstool Sports starting a betting app. Jake Paul started a betting app. Like, all of these kind of betting apps, ever since sports betting, at least in the States, have become legalized, it is blown up everywhere. And there's a lot of theories and conspiracies going around that they may be either partnering with a big one or starting their own. I'm getting this one out of the way first because I think this is the most unlikely. Like, they're all like in their young 20s. None of them talk about sports betting. They don't really talk about too many other sports. I really don't think this is a good fit. Like, they're online golfers. They're not professional golfers. Like, if they were professional golfers, you could actually bet on them playing golf, but I don't think there's any world where you can bet on a YouTube golfers match. So I don't see the synergy here. Like, I do see from people's perspective of like, they have a big online presence and like Stake and all these companies are like sponsoring Drake and all these people to like promote their sports betting app. But like, really, I do not see a world where they are partnering with a sports betting app. The only thing that kind of gives this one any validity is a lot of people are saying that this could be a big conflict of interest for Grant. This could be something that he's not willing to compromise his values for, and it goes against values of his. Honestly, other than the fact that a lot of people are talking about it and that it does have some conflict to Grant, personally, I think 0 chance this is the one they're going with, but it is literally one of the most talked about in DM ones I've been getting. The second one, which is increasing its validity in my opinion, this is actually a pretty fun one. So this is one that I've had a couple people reach out to me, a couple sources reach out to me and let me know that on January 3rd, right before we jump into the next theory and conspiracy, I want to give a shout out to our first sponsor on the channel. We have our friends over at ShankIt Golf. They are an everyman's golf company. They are making golf equipment and apparel for all you guys who are out there to have a good time. They have some amazing products. Their Christmas shipping deadline is actually tomorrow, so you have today and tomorrow to order. You can click the link in my description to get 15% off. Snag yourself up some of their awesome hats. They just released a golf bag, fairly priced, really nice bag. So if you guys are looking for some last minute gift ideas for your buddy or for your significant other, be sure to hit them up, guys. They're supporting the channel. They're helping us keep bringing this content forward, so go show them that support back. And let me know that on January 3rd, apparently, allegedly, this is just what I'm being told, that there may or may not be a Callaway announcement and launch event coming. So Callaway, theoretically, from what people have been telling me, may or may not have a launch event also planned for January 3rd. So obviously that would line up with the Good announcement. So the alarm bells from people who are sending me this are going off. And obviously in my head, when I first heard this, they started going off as well. You can also notice that in Garrett's most recent Break 65 video, he's holding 2 packs of Callaway triple track chrome soft golf balls, which traditionally he has played Pro V1Xs in his past videos. This is, in my opinion, a bit of a stretch of a comparison to be like again, the January 3rd thing, the announcement falling on that same date, that's suspicious. The fact that Garrett is playing triple track chrome softs, not that suspicious, because I mean, they're a premium ball. The pro shop could have just had those. He clearly just bought those at the pro shop, just walked out, had them in his hand. Like, that's maybe just a coincidence, especially because in that same video, and here's where I kind of start to debunk this one theory, is that in that same video, Garrett talked about playing the new Mizuno driver for the first time and saying that he was excited to test it out. So obviously, having a Callaway deal would definitely have to break the deals they have with their other companies. Obviously, Garrett is with Mizuno, Matt is with Cobra. Like, there are a couple guys who have different club deals with other like smaller manufacturers. Like, obviously, if they were to partner with a big club brand, they would have to break their existing brands. So the fact that Garrett is kind of promoting this so close to that January 3rd date, it could be like an end of contract thing, but it also seems a little strange that kind of like it'd be dual purpose. Like, he has the Callaway balls, but then he also has this Mizuno driver. The thing that makes this theory enticing is that if Callaway does publicly announce that they are having a January 3rd launch event, that's when these alarm bells go off, right? This is all kind of people messaging me things from like what they've heard from like local people and reps and things like that. This is not publicly confirmed by Callaway, and obviously I haven't reached out to confirm it. I am not that big yet, but if they do announce a public launch event on that same date, it's super sus. Obviously, like January 3rd, random date. Why else would they be doing something other than potentially a collab with Good? So far, this is the most likely one, but it also has a lot of things I think that don't make it super likely. And one of the things that I think makes it not super likely is my third point, which is, why would they join an existing club company? Why would they do a signature club line with an existing company when they can just build their own? The most plausible at this point rumor conspiracy theory about what they are doing and announcing on January 3rd, and that is that they are starting their own line of clubs. Now, we've kind of touched on this before, but I want to go more in depth on it because there's a lot here. And the basis of it is obviously the fact that in the interview with Matt Fisher, Matt Kendrick would not stop harping on the fact that Good wants to be up there with Titleist, with Callaway, with TaylorMade. They want their name to live on the same level. They want to have as much recognition in golf. He talked about this a couple different times on the podcast, and you're not doing that just with apparel. Like, you're not doing that with t-shirts and hoodies. You're only doing that with clubs and balls, like physical products that people are using, putting in their bag, bringing to the course, and playing with. Now, obviously, we've saw Good make a bit of a move into this space with the putter that they released this year, which obviously went on to be quite successful for them. So a natural evolution of that, if they wanted to, like Matt Kendrick, their CEO, is saying, compete with these bigger brands in golf, have a name that's up beside them, it can't just be through YouTube videos. It can't just be through content. It has to be through something like a physical product, like a club line. So in my head, this makes the most sense. It obviously is a big move. It's obviously something that could bring off a point of contention against people like Grant and like Micah who have existing club deals. Maybe, again, although there's much more value, I'm sure, in the equity that would be built in a good club deal if they had their own signature club come out that they are building, it might not be a monetary thing. It might be a time commitment thing. It might be like other restrictions that, you know, people like Grant and Micah, or specifically Grant in this case, was like, man, it's easier for me to just be sponsored by a brand. I don't want to have all of these obligations of like running and owning stake in a company. Maybe their deals, they're starting their own company, is that they actually don't take money out of it for a long time. They're just betting on the future. Whereas right now, short term, Grant is obviously going to be getting paid by Mizuno. So there could be some small theories there as to why Grant would want to stay with his existing club deal versus building a new company in and of itself. But this also makes sense when you really try to think about what else it could be. Like, there is no other golf thing that you would think about as like a massive announcement. Like when he talked about this on Matt Fisher's podcast, Matt Kendrick was like, this is what we've been wanting to do since the beginning. This is something we've all been striving for. This is a big goal of ours. We're reaching towards it. We're excited for it, whatever. To me, that is not a tee time booking app. That is not sports betting. That is not even building their own course or their own good resort. Like, I don't think any of those do that. I don't think any of them put them on the level of Callaway, of Titleist, of TaylorMade, or at least on the trajectory to get there, other than starting their own club line. So of all the theories and conspiracies, in my opinion, this is the most likely of what's happening. It checks the most amount of boxes, but honestly, I want to hear what you guys have to think. So drop it down in the comments below, and I will be back after that January 3rd announcement absolutely to cover it for you and maybe shock a lot of us into what they ended up doing.